Hi everyone, I'm Mike, and this is the Sunday Art Show. This week I want to take you through the first annual exhibition for the YouTube channel. So what I've done is selected 10 of my favourite paintings from the 100 or so paintings that I've created over the last couple of years on the channel. Now, I'm showing these paintings on the website, thelondonartgallery.co.uk. So let me just explain a little bit more about what that is. So if you go to my website, mikejory.com or mikejory.co.uk, whichever you prefer, then if you click through to the galleries, then you can find a wide range of images, lots of different subject matter. There are lots of different collections. The images are grouped into different galleries that you can browse. So for example, if you wanted to check out the best-selling paintings for me in 2019, then you can click through and see what you've got there. And for example, if we were to choose this cow painting or cow and landscape painting, then you can select to purchase that on some wall art as a canvas or a print. You can go to the home decor section or greetings cards and so on. So I'm really happy with the way my website is set up. However, if I look at the number of images that I've got, I'm currently at 877 images, which I'm really happy about, and I'm adding to that number all the time. I'm looking forward to getting to 1,000 images, and being totally candid, there are some repeats in there, because sometimes if I've got a particular painting that I can offer in a couple of different formats, then sometimes I can get 2 or 3 images out of a single painting. But nevertheless, there are several hundred unique images there, so that's a lot for somebody who's interested in my art to browse through. And in addition, I want to kind of focus on what I've done each year as well, and have a bit of an exhibition. So a few months ago I was up in London and walking around the South Bank, where a lot of the major art galleries are, and it was just a fantastic day, fantastic evening. London always has a real buzz about it, and I ended up taking a few photos, including this one. And I just thought, how cool would it be to have my own art gallery on the South Bank in London? However, doing that is currently outside of my financial range, my lifestyle choices, and and sort of time as well. There's no way I could do that at the moment, and I'm not particularly concerned about that. But I like the idea of the London Art Gallery, so that's why I've designed this little website called the londonartgallery.co.uk, and the principle behind it is mikejory.com is my main art website. However, the londonartgallery.co.uk is going to be my exhibition website. So 3 or 4 times a year, my hope is to highlight curated collections of my work. And the first one of these, as I've said, is each year what I'm going to try and do is, in this case, it's SAS Sunday Art Show 2020. So I'm going to highlight my 10 favourite images, as I said at the start of the video. So let's have a look at the exhibition. So all you have to do if you want to check this out in person, in addition to checking out this video, you can go to the londonartgallery.co.uk, then simply click on the red button. And then when you do that, that will take you through to the gallery of 10 paintings. And you can see we've got a range of subjects here. But let me just go through each painting and explain why I've chosen these. As you can see, this is a painting of a stag with wonderful antlers looking directly at us against a landscape painted in something of an impressionist style. And I've chosen this one because, well, for a number of reasons actually. The first is this is the one where I kind of had to do the most legwork, I guess, over the last 2 years. I'd been wanting to paint deer and get my own reference photos. And deer are something I've done drawings of and paintings of a reasonable amount over the years. But I wanted some fresh material, and I wanted to kind of just revisit the subject. And I ended up going out on 3 or 4, maybe more different occasions and trying to get close enough to the deer and the stags so that I could get decent photographs and maybe even do some sketches from life. And I ended up after on the fourth trip finally succeeding. So they literally started out trip 1, they were half a mile or more away. Trip 2, they were a little bit closer, but fleeting, running through the woods, and so on, until finally at Powderham Castle they were right up next to the fence, in under the trees, and it was really good. The beautiful bright sunlight. I managed to take lots of sketches over the course of those four trips to kind of work out how the animals work, and then I ended up doing this painting. Put down the drawing with watercolour marker pen, and then the rest is interactive acrylic, which are used in a pseudo watercolour style for the background, and then put it on more thickly and higher contrast for the animal and the foreground. And I'm personally really happy with this painting. As I said, it's one of my recent favourites. Next up is Dominique and the Sunlight. Now, this particular painting was inspired by a viewer of the YouTube channel, so thanks very much, Robin, for the idea. As highlighted in the video, when I created this painting, Robin said, have you ever painted a hen of this type? They're quirky little characters, and purely by chance I stumbled across some of these hens when I was at a Otterton Mill, which, as I mentioned in the video, is one of the oldest businesses in the world. It goes back to the Doomsday Book, so thousands of years ago, and I was able to take some reference footage and photographs. Ended up creating this one, and again, it's interactive acrylic. I actually painted the hen first and then put thin washes in for the background afterwards. And so this, just like the stag previously, these two kind of represent one of the key styles I want to keep pushing over the next year. So where the animal or the main focus, whatever it is painted in bolder, higher contrast, thicker paint, but then the background is suggested very delicately. And so that's one of the main reasons I like this one, as well as I like the sense of character and the light I've caught on the bird as well. Now this one I painted quite a while ago now. Again, interactive acrylic. And this time, this is kind of an older style for me, if you like. The thickness of the paint is more or less the same everywhere. And you can see I've used more dry brush in this to suggest the landscape. And again, as we come down the painting into the foreground, there is more detail and more definition. But I just like the balance of colours and tones that I've managed to achieve here. And if you've ever walked on Dartmoor, you can be walking along and you're admiring the distant hills and the wonderfully rugged landscape and all the colours in the heather and gorse up there. And you're kind of having to watch where you walk as well, because it's somewhat uneven ground, generally speaking. And then you're just walking along, and it's like, oh, hello, there's a cow right there. You can almost stumble over them, even though they're these huge animals, because they do bed down in the long grass and the heather. So again, that's one of my recent favourites. Let's see what's next. So I've chosen this one because this was created working completely outdoors from life. And again, I like the image, but it also represents a step in my artistic growth in terms of one of the things I focused on in the last year was drawing animals from life and painting outdoors. So this one I did on 2 visits to the same field, and again the video's up on the channel if you want to check it out. But on the first visit I used a Sharpie marker pen to do a very quick sketch of these cows lying down, or they're steer actually, but they're lying down in a field near Starcross in Devon. And then I came back on a different day when the weather conditions were somewhat different. So during the sketch I'd established my lighting and composition, and then I was able to kind of amalgamate the observations I'd made on that first visit with fresh observations on the second visit. And so you kind of create something of, I don't know, it's kind of like a double memory for me, I guess. But I feel the finished work has something unique which you wouldn't get if you were just doing it on the same day. So that's something I want to explore, even more in the coming year. So I'm excited about that. I love working outdoors, providing the weather conditions are, not too rough, basically. So having chatted through those first few images, I just want to put the rest of the exhibition up on screen for you to have a look at. But of course, as I said, you can go to the londonartgallery.co.uk if you want to just look at the images in more detail, or just kind of see how they all relate to each other. And also I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to take a few weeks off from posting videos, because I've been doing a video every single Sunday for I think about 2 years now. It might be slightly more, it might be slightly less, but it's been a while. And I just wanted to take a little break to recharge my batteries. But I will be coming back on Sunday the 2nd of February, so it's only a few weeks away. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you on the 2nd of February for the next episode of The Sunday Art Show. Thanks very much for watching.